Hello there, my love Martians. Love Martians. How are you doing? It is currently 4:37 a.m. where I am located. And this message has kind of been gathered over time as I go throughout my days. I am often put in, the position of being, I guess, like the mediator when it comes to spirit. Like, I find myself in many encounters with many different people, just embracing spirit. No matter where I go, I'm this sort of reminder that spirit does exist. This happens in small conversations of, hey there, hey, just sharing that bright light in that moment. And also not judging, the book by its cover. Excuse me. With that said, it's like often sometimes we can try to close the door on something that we perceive to be strange or even distorted, right? Um, and we retract ourselves and we start to judge, and spirit is asking us to see beyond the physical, see beyond what our eyes can tell us and start to embrace the soul and the energy of one another, So the message today is about strategy versus instinct. Y'all know I'll be having to catch my breath. Because the audacity usually is at an all-time high. But most importantly, it's a lot to say. It's a lot to say, and sometimes you just need to slow down. So, let me see. The first message I got here. Which one do we want to discuss first? This one here is about protecting your energy. So part of protecting your energy, as I mentioned the other day, you will have physical ways of protecting your energy can be, setting your boundaries, making it clear to even those that you love that you do need your personal space. You need some time for yourself. So that can be a way that you can protect your energy. Outside of people, you protect your energy by being, discernful of what you are using your energy towards. And that can even go as far as work, right? A lot of us feel like, we'll drown ourselves in work in order to feel productive. But when you are exerting so much energy outside of yourself for something also that benefits outside of yourself, right? Because when we go to work, we're not necessarily benefiting ourselves per se. Like, you get a check, but even when the check comes, you feel like you played yourself. 4:44 o'clock, like, what the fuck? But I'm saying this to say that, be mindful of the things that you are choosing to give yourself to. Like, how do I say? You don't have to help everyone, and you don't have to be available for everyone all the time. And I found that happening where because you want to be helpful, because you know that you have been called to be of service, but I know people right now who are so in service that they don't have no time to serve themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing everything for everybody else to where that you got a whole pile in your closet that you haven't been able to sort because you've made yourself available for everybody but you. So that's another thing too. Like, if you are truly valuing yourself, you need to allow yourself some time to do things to pour back into you, you know? Um, so protecting your energy also spiritually. I talked about the energy drain that you could feel by people pulling on your energy. It doesn't always have to be per se a negative intention behind it. It can be from, your children really needing you, your work life, all these things that we try to juggle and maintain and balance to where you have to set your cap. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be, I know that sometimes you feel like, oh, well, if I cut back my hours, I might not have enough for this and that and the other. But, trust God and trust the process as well. Have some faith, have a little bit more faith than you usually do. That right there will help you to, protect your energy while you exercise your faith. And you'll be able to gain a closer connection to your spiritual body and your spiritual team. Stay hydrated. I'm telling you, man. Water sometimes just ain't gonna cut it. You need some electrolytes. So, it says God has called your name to the forefront. You have been referred by your spirit team. So yes, like you are able to. It says you made it with time to spare, no red tape. So you made it. I know that sometimes we have like a lot of anxieties about if we are on the correct path, if we have made the right decisions. And spirit is letting you know now that of course you made it. And I mean, to your, favor, you made it with time to spare. So you were worried about some things that you didn't have to place that, you didn't have to waste that energy there. What's so funny, because I wrote this down too, where it says, God has put you on the need to know basis. So this is coinciding with what I was just saying about how, what the song say, don't worry about a thing because everything is going to be all right, especially when you have that faith. Because part of your partner's job is to protect you. And in this walking with God, whom is your ultimate partner, God has fulfilled that position of your protector, not worrying you with things that you don't need to know, like these people who are coming against you. That's why the title here, we have strategy versus instinct, because God didn't allow for you to know certain things because God didn't need for you to try to fix anything at that moment. See what I'm saying? You used to be so much of a people pleaser that you would find yourself trying to fix all the problems around you when these people per se don't even want their mess to be cleaned up. Some people like their pity party. Some people like to cry over their spoiled milk because what else would they have to do if they're not complaining? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to find a solution to their problem because they are hyper focused on the problem instead of focusing on the things that they could do, um, first and foremost, which is holding accountability and just cleaning it up, But anyway, I digress, right? So from all the way in the back, like I said, you thought that you were late. You know how like the little rabbit always says, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. You're always feeling like you're coming in last place. you felt like, is your name still even in the pot? Excuse me, I still didn't get my order. Did you guys forget me? Okay, shit. I was just wondering. I said a little nervous chuckle, wondering if your name is still on the list. But that's the thing. You'll go to this door. I'm just imagining, like, when you're trying to get into a party and they tell you, no, I'm not seeing your name here on this list. No, I don't see it here. And you're like, but this is my name. My name is Amy, or whatever the fuck you say your name is. Like, nope, no Amy here. And lo and behold, there's another list. Fuck that list with all those hundreds of thousands of names on it. Because you're on another list. And the list that you on is exclusive. You see what I'm saying? You're on the VIP, top priority list. Okay, baby. You're on the express. You have to be carried on a plane, not a UPS truck. Okay, the package that you are special delivery, baby. Okay, your name is on a different list. So sit pretty, baby, because you won't be waiting long. The funny thing is, you allowed these people to name the game. You gave the people the platform to be the leader of this game that they wanted to play and weave and maneuver in your life. 12-12, making a competition out of your life that you didn't ask for. You never saw yourself in a competition with these people who've come against you, whom seen you as a threat, whom are now recognizing that they actually fear you. You know what I find so ironic about these people? These people. Okay, shout out to us outsiders. I find it ironic that these people will try to cast you out as the demon, as the evil one, as the one who's doing things that they should not be tampering with, while they hold themselves to an accord of holier than thou, while they try to keep their physical imagery clean. All along running strategy. 13:13 on the clock. All along, they got their hands dirty. Because what does strategy take? Strategy takes a lot of damn effort, doesn't it? Yes, it does. That's part of getting your hands dirty, because they had to calculate. You'll get while I'm laughing in a minute, though. They had to use all of their brain power to come up with this strategic, safe plan. What do they call it when they believe that it's not going to fail? Oh, God. You probably have grown some abs because your perspective has changed about these people that come against you. In the beginning, it was like, maybe you believed that you were somehow helpless, when you believed how they do, that you weren't able to help yourself because you were waiting for God to save you. So in that moment, you could have felt helpless and small, and you didn't know how to, per se, fight back. But that was all right, because God put you on a need-to-know basis. And at that time, God didn't need you to be strategic. God didn't want you to think the way that they did. You know what I'm saying? God didn't want you to be calculated and manipulative. God didn't encourage that for you. Instead, what did God do? You felt like God left you there to fight on your own, but God let you embrace your instinct. God helped you as your protector and provider would do, to truly see your strength, you know? And it wasn't necessarily forced upon you, because it wasn't like you it wasn't like God would belittle you and say, oh my God, you're so weak. Why aren't you fighting back? No. The Spirit gave you time to find your own courage. And in this portion, you didn't have to fight back. Your fight back was your fight within, you know? So you didn't seek revenge on these people that had to gang pile on you. We know that there are many cliques, many dispersed cliques that are up against you for numerous reasons. Who knows, you know? Some friends that you let go of in the past, or some work colleagues that just didn't last. You know what I'm saying? But in these latest developments, God and your spirit team was whooping ass and taking names and delivering them to you on the silver platter. And that's what these people don't know either. What they are not realizing, they believe that they are, in stealth mode. Like I said, they're going to scatter like roaches when the lights come on, because you are the light. You are the light, and baby, you are the darkness. That's what they haven't understood. I mean, I'm telling you, these names are popping up very clearly so that you can't miss it, because it's going to come off the lips of someone that you might not even know. But the name, you know. The name is very familiar because it could be family. And not only that, let's say you hear it the first time, it's like, oh, well, you know, obviously that's a coincidence. I haven't heard that name in a while, but wow, okay. And then you hear the same name from another body, but within the same week. So, you know, things are starting to add up, right? So when they are calculated, they have to plot, which makes them very predictable. And the predictability isn't for your sake. Like I said, once again, God kept you out of the knowing. He kept you on a need to know basis so that you wouldn't have to worry yourself with their affairs, so that you wouldn't worry yourself with things externally, so that you could focus on you. And when you took the power back and you, let's say, you know, there could have been a period of time, like I said, where you felt helpless, so you weren't investing in your own life and, you know, going to explore whatever, doing things that you enjoy, because these people were draining you. That's why, too. They were attaching themselves to you in order to have a taste of your energy, in order to keep you from embracing your true nature, because they put a cap on their own light, you know? So to see you to see you giving yourself permission to strive for greatness, that's why it ruffles feathers. I mean, they say it's not necessarily a personal attack. You know, in the physical, it can seem like it is very much a personal attack because these people are literally coming against you. But in reality, you know, the spirituality of it, they're coming against themselves. They are literally going against God, because God has put you here to be the light and the beacon for, how do I say, an example that God is real. So God has placed you on the earth to be the example for that purpose of love and truth and clarity. So when they go against you, they're going against what they can't understand or accept, which is that truth and that clarity, or the reflection that is being, you know, shown to them about where they feel like they could be in life, but they're now seeing that the choices that they've made were less than favorable. Because, sometimes, like I said, these people might parade and facade as though they feel like, oh yeah, I'm doing big stuff. Yeah, I'm popping big shit. But that big shit isn't giving them the fulfillment that's required. See, that goes back into my next message of the want versus needs. This is why it's very important to have the discernment that's required with, when you have that everlasting faith in God and, the truth and the love. It helps you to have more discernment when you lead with your heart. So oftentimes, how they say, like, every offer isn't a good offer, because it's not that the people don't know what you want. People know 21:21 on the clock. People know what you want. That's how they know how to get you where they want you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like somebody giving you a nice, whatever kind of meat you enjoy. You might enjoy some people enjoy steak. Some people enjoy a nice grilled salmon. But whatever you enjoy, be careful who's serving you, because you don't want to eat the meat with the pills in it. Or you can even say the meals with the pills. You know what I'm saying? That steak looks delicious. That salmon looks great and juicy. But what's on the inside? What's really the motive, the intention within this? They say that too, something is saying too, like going back to that spiritual protection, being mindful of who's serving you, being mindful of what you accept. 22:22 on the clock. Advocate for yourself. Because if they can't respect you, then they have to learn how to miss you. Or they'll learn to miss you. You see what I'm saying? Respect go a long way. See, it ain't even always about love. Because, of course, some of these people love you. They want to be in your energy all day. But they don't respect you because you've always been the one that they can walk all over. Or kind of, oh, she ain't going to do nothing about it. Or she ain't going to say nothing about it. And now that you're advocating for yourself, letting people know, hey, excuse me, you just stepped on my boundary, and I want to take you back behind that line. People don't like when you are direct about your, respect. And it's not even coming across like, I'm not saying you gotta, some people are disrespectful where they are trying to force someone to respect them. Like, oh, you gonna respect me? Like, chill out. No, you don't have to strong arm anybody into respect. And that's probably why they're mad too, because you're not going to lower your standards to play their game. You are the one who walks away. You leave the kids to play. I'm not going to play this child's play. I'll go play with kids before I play your grown ass child's play game. So very interesting. So another thing is why we went black screen is because Spirit is also encouraging us to focus on the message, not the image. This is going to be a life practice. So these things that like we talk about, having discernment and having faith and advocating for yourself and going forward with courage. These are all things that you're going to constantly have to practice. I mean, we get better over time, to where less practice is required, because then you've gained that sense of a foundation, But I say that because I want you to not necessarily hold yourself to that standard of perfection all the time. You ever see somebody get a lineup and they got the white chalk and they got the black spray, and it's just seeming like everything is just, it's too in place that it's kind of like tacky. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but describe that. Like, what is that? Because it's something, it's just, you're trying too damn hard. Like, sometimes it looks better when you just let it be. And that's, once again, going back to the strategy versus instinct. So we talked about strategy, right? Let's talk a little bit about the instinct. It says your hands are clean. You ain't have to get your hands dirty because you didn't need any type of manipulative tactics. You didn't have to go out of your way to figure out how to set traps. You see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Need no plan. External motives. You were focused on yourself. You trusted your intuition, though not always clear to you. You allowed your intuition to help you navigate. And that it is what gave you the advantage of being unpredictable. You see, because the other advantage you had with, you were even unaware of this betrayal. You had no clue of these betrayals that were going on behind the scenes of, like, money money laundering. I can't really say the word at the moment. Stealing money, motherfucker. Stealing money and try to hide it with your name. Trying to pay people to take you out. Come on, this must be. Life is literally a movie, you feel me? That these people would come against you that you've done nothing to the extent of wanting to really truly believe that. Even if it were true, even if you had the evidence, you would still be so, because the people that you have loved want to sacrifice you. But that's okay, because like I said, the reason why you were unaware was because you didn't need to trouble yourself with these, like, you would have felt like you had to have some sort of defense, that you needed to do the most to protect yourself like that. But you ain't got to worry about it. Why the news didn't even get to you. because your protector had already foresaw and did what he needed to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people really so silly that whatever they did is what is caused their demise. And that's what I mean by your hands are dirty. You've left trails. Remember I told you about the snail trails? Man, there's no way that you could cover up every single thing because you had to get your hands dirty. My Lord. So, anywho, sometimes it pays to be the one who they deem as slow. They thought you were literally slow because you were slow to react. They thought you were slow because you don't allow yourself to be pulled into instigation. They thought you were slow because you allowed them to throw their shots. Yes, you were aware of the shade coming from these little leaves while you're the big tree. So of course you're unfazed and unbothered. They don't understand. You don't react. She's non-reactive because you're not fucking toxic. It's not a nuclear plant. She's non-reactive. You see, they wanted to get a rise out of you, like a volcanic reaction when you add the vinegar to the baking soda. They know that you guys don't mix well, but they undermined you. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Thank goodness. They were so, how do you say, blinded by this ego and envy. It's sad. It's sad because underneath all of that, these people truly do admire you, obviously. If it's not you per se, like I said, they couldn't accept that it came in the package that it is in, which is you. They look at you like, how could that be? It doesn't make any sense how you're wrapped in whatever package that God has put you in, because that's part of your undercover fucking mission. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, once again, these people have judged the book by its cover, which is a great thing. Because sometimes it's just good to be misunderstood. Everybody don't need to get it. Everybody ain't gonna get it. That's what I meant by when I said you're on a whole nother list. They didn't understand. You didn't fit their list because there's so many people on their list. They felt like they had an advantage. Remember when I said that about the outnumbered? They outnumbered you, but you still won. They had the wicked games and the traps and all the gadgets and shit. They had all the gadgets and all the fucking technologies to spy on you. They had 8 fraudulent accounts under your name. Yes, they used your name to gain some type of fortune. But like I said, these people have had it. They've had it. They didn't call you when they had it. They asking you didn't tell you from their own mouth. You had to find out, obviously, through, like I said, through your spirit guides. That's when they put you on the need to know basis. I don't know if they've gave you the clarity just yet, or if they are just now revealing to you these people who were going against you. I'm like, because it's like, it's not even, it's already done. It's just so funny. Like, they really thought they were doing the most. And they were doing the most, which is going to be evident, okay? Because they're going to have the most evidence pointing towards what? They thought they were so slick. These are the type of people that got people involved. So that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate they got other people involved who probably had nothing to do with it. They could have, lied to them and manipulated them as well in order for them to help them. But however it goes, they were they were an accomplice. And unfortunately, when the shit hit the fan, the flying monkeys, some of them might actually, want to ask for your forgiveness. Remember the Wiz of Oz? And how after the fucking witch, she finally dies. And so some of the flying monkeys, they were actually happy to be free from under her control too. So I don't know if there is a per se ringleader, somebody that encouraged everybody to go against you. And now the people are just kind of tired. They're kind of like, everybody's kind of tired. Like, you're still on that same shit. Like, I thought this was done already. Like, damn. So anywho, let's see. I think we're just going to end this one, like I said, with the reassurance of, advocate. These people or these experiences to make you lose your voice. This is actually encouraging you to use your voice. And this gives you, whereas to you could have thought, like I said, you could have thought that you was living a regular ass life. They don't understand why you of energy that you didn't have to like try for. I think that's what a lot of people are upset about too, because like I said, these patient and fraud to get ahead in life. And it's still not working. Maybe somewhere 15, 5, 15. Maybe somewhere along the line they felt like, they succumbed to their own environment, and they felt like, well, if this is how everybody is doing it, then I'm going to have to play the game, and I'm going to be a better manipulator than you, and I'm going to be more cutthroat than you, and I'm going to be better, what I'm saying, gangster than you. And I'm going to be a better whore than you because I can sell more ass than you. You know what I'm saying? The type of competitions that they put themselves in. Hey, you don't play those kind of competitions. The kind of competition you play is, let me check myself before I wreck myself. That's what you play. You play the game of oh, I could have misjudged this person, so let me check myself. What is it about me that makes me see this person in that way? Oh, let me check myself before I wreck myself. Why am I constantly allowing my energy to go so beyond, externally instead of investing in myself? Or why am I overexerting myself instead of allowing myself to rest? You see, your game and your motive is different. Because your game and your motive focuses on you, whereas they focus on you too. They can't focus on themselves because they're not as interesting as you are. Aw. That's only because they haven't allowed themselves to do the work. They've put their value into things, like I said, of their environment, kind of like what was expected of them. Because you even have some parents that encourage those type of behaviors too, those low vibrational behaviors of, um, oh, oh, look at her hair. Oh my God, girl. Baby girl, you see that? So now you're teaching your daughter to be critical of other women and tear other women like that. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of people. Those type of people that sit around talking about people for sport and for entertainment purposes. The gossipers, the instigators. These were the people that they had to look up to. These were this was their role models. The drunken woman who can't control her mouth.